Welcome back to this NFL is Back Thursday, September 5th. The NFL is finally here after a long summer. The NFL is finally back. The fall is upon us. We obviously got to talk about the Ravens-Chief game that's going on here tonight. We have a little funniest situation going on with Darius Slay and Darius Slayton. Caitlin Clark had a historic night last night, so we got to take a pit stop in the WNBA to talk about that one. And then Alex Morgan, the face of women's soccer for so long, the boyhood crush of so many, is officially retiring. We got to talk about all of that. And then we also at the end have a very weird story, something I've never seen in sports before, so stay tuned for that one. Let's start right at the top with the biggest thing happening today. The NFL is finally back tonight in Kansas City, Missouri at Arrowhead Stadium, home of the back-to-back defending Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs. They'll be raising their fourth banner for their fourth Super Bowl in franchise history that they won last year, and they are starting a journey that not many teams have gone on. One team has failed at, and that is becoming a three-time, a back-to-back, a three-peat Super Bowl champion. Obviously, the Patriots have won back-to-back Super Bowls, but they failed in that third year. The Chiefs trying to get one up on that Patriots dynasty and make them the best dynasty in the NFL ever. But sitting across from them tonight, trying to ruin their party, trying to get this three-peat season off to a terrible start are the Baltimore Ravens, who are looking for revenge from last year's AFC Championship. The Ravens last year, they lost by 7, one game away from the Super Bowl. Obviously, that was a tough game for them at Arrowhead, and now they start their season right where they ended their season last year. And they've had, in my opinion, the most impactful signing of this offseason, bringing Derrick Henry to Baltimore to join Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and probably one of the scarier offenses out there. Just those two, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I can't even think about the RPOs. I can't even think about the option route. I can't even think about everything that the Ravens are going to be able to draw up this year. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And to see them on week 1 against the Chiefs, it's just going to make for some great football here tonight. And let's just take a look real quick back into history, because since 2004, teams on banner night in their opening game, the season after they had won their Super Bowl, are 14-6. So the odds, if history repeats itself, are on the Chiefs' side for that. But the last two banner nights have ended in an L, most notably last year for these same Kansas City Chiefs. They lost last year 21-20 against the Lions. And that didn't stop them at all. They still went on and won the Super Bowl. And that was kind of the breakout game for Detroit, the game that kind of put them on the map, saying, whoa, the Lions might be different this year. Obviously, they were last year's surprise in the league as they made it all the way up to the NFC Championship. Did end up losing, but that was kind of the game where everybody was like, oh man, these might be some different Lions. The Chiefs, they're without Marquise Hollywood Brown tonight, who is out injured. They just signed him from the Cardinals. And they already kind of weakened wide receiver room. But again, you can never count out the Chiefs. You can never count out Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Hollywood Brown obviously was drafted by the Ravens. So tonight was the day to kind of prove it back to your old team. He spent 3 years over there, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to do it now. Maybe in an AFC Championship game, but who knows? Who the Chiefs will have tonight is Xavier Worthy, obviously much touted wide receiver coming out of college, who they just drafted, so he's going to be making his debut tonight. Juju Smith-Schuster is now back with the Kansas City Chiefs. He'll probably play tonight. Ravens, the guy that I have kind of circled other than Derrick Henry is Mark Andrews. He had a tough season last year. Definitely not up to his standards, even though he was injured and he did end up missing like 7 or 8 games, I believe it was. So will he be able to come back and kind of get his season started off the right way? Zay Flowers, obviously trying to build off of that great rookie year that he had last year. And then Derrick Henry. I'm expecting big things out of Derrick Henry tonight. Sorry for the stutter there. And when trying to pick this game, it's kind of a pick 'em. I mean, you hate to bet against the Chiefs. It's one thing you don't do. You don't bet against Patrick Mahomes, just like you didn't bet against Tom Brady. But I personally think that the Ravens are just going to have a little bit more of a sour taste in their mouth from that AFC Championship game last year. I think Derrick Henry is going to come out and prove himself now with this new offense, new team after being in Tennessee for so long. So I'm going to lean slightly towards the Ravens. I could see this game going either way. It's just going to be a great game period. I'm glad that the NFL is back. It's probably the best time of the year. As you're watching this, your team is undefeated. My team is undefeated. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to say that for about the Giants, but this is just a great time of the year. I mean, everybody's in it. Everybody's got their who, what, where, and why. Everybody's got that, oh, but if we do this, then maybe we could do this. And if we get into the playoffs, we could do this. After week one, we're already going to be telling some teams that they're going to be terrible and they have no chance. And we're already going to be telling other teams, listen, you've already won the Super Bowl. So let's just enjoy the time now. Let's just sit down tonight, watch some NFL football, be excited that the NFL is back. And then a little bit of a funny story here before the season even started. Obviously, tomorrow we've got the NFL in Brazil between the Packers and the Eagles. There's been a lot of talk about the safety, about why the NFL is going out there in this new global expansion thing that the NFL is trying to do. And most notably, Darius Slay, who came out and had some interesting comments about going to Brazil. He said, and I quote, "Man, I do not want to go to Brazil. They already told us not to leave the hotel." This would later be debunked or refuted by the Eagles, saying, hey, we never told any of our players to not leave the hotel. Is that a PR move? Is it not? Was Darius Slay just not supposed to obviously say anything? Who knows? He then goes on and says, NFL, why do y'all send us somewhere where crime rate is this high? Kind of funny if you really think about it, coming from somebody who lives and plays in Philadelphia, but we move. And he also told his family not to come with him to watch the game due to safety concerns. He said, y'all just stay back home. I'm going to go to Brazil, play the game, get in, and get out. But he would later then put out an apology. Obviously, the PR teams come in. He says, looking forward to playing in your beautiful country. I heard y'all are passionate like our amazing Eagle fans. And that was Darius Slay, defender for the Eagles. Now, Darius Slayton is a wide receiver for the Giants, and he wanted to come out on Twitter and just make sure that there was no confusion about who was talking about what here. And Darius Slayton, just off the bat, probably has one of the funniest Twitters for an athlete that I've ever seen out there. I mean, just looking for this tweet that he put out, I saw his last tweet before this one says, "Man, I've been stuck on level 300 of Candy Crush for 3 days now. I'm so tempted to buy a boost, but I'm fighting the urge." He just tweets out the most random stuff, and it's just so funny to me. And I love that he is in the Giants wide receiver room. He says, "Dear people of Brazil, my name is Darius Slayton, capital Ton. I play wide receiver for the Giants. I am innocent." Obviously, just a little bit of a troll saying, hey guys, I know you guys are mad at Darius Slay, but don't give anything to me. I am Darius Slayton. Just make it very clear we are two different people. Don't send any hate my way. And the funniest part out of all of this is that people in Brazil can't even use Twitter. So the Darius Slay apology, yeah, they couldn't see it. Darius Slayton, little funny joke trying to defend himself, yeah, they couldn't see it. X/Twitter is banned in Brazil. So I don't know, just a little bit of a funny situation before the NFL starts here tonight, but can't wait to watch that game tonight. And then we had history made in the WNBA last night, most notably by Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark, even before last night, was the only rookie to ever have a triple-double in the league. And she did it again last night, meaning that not only is she the only rookie to ever do it, she's now done it twice in a 93-86 win over the Sparks. She went for 24 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. And in the process, she hit her 100th three-pointer, the fastest player in WNBA history. To get to that mark, it only took her 34 games. So congratulations to Caitlin Clark. Obviously, all the buzz that she's creating with the NBA and now going out onto the court and performing so well like she did in college. Congratulations to Caitlin Clark, and congratulations to the NBA to finally have that new face of the franchise. Moving on into the MLB, I'm just going to mention this and just glide over it because a lot of people got upset yesterday with my hot take that Lindor should be MVP and talking about the Mets. So all I'm going to say, the Mets extend their streak to 7 games. The Mets are still hot. And also somebody that I have to talk about that we talked about in yesterday's video, who is actually right up here on this wall, Wyatt Langford, Rangers rookie outfielder. Obviously, if you watched the video yesterday, we talked about him hitting a walk-off grand slam against the New York Yankees. Well, yesterday he walked it off again, but this time with his defense. Okay, it was the bottom of the ninth inning. Rangers up by 4, 10-6. Stanton is at bat with 2 outs, 1 out away. 2-2, 1 strike away. Runners on second and third, so he can't win the game. He can't tie the game, but he could certainly make it a lot closer and get some people nervous down there in Texas. Well, he blasts one deep into center field. The ball is about to hit the top of the wall and go behind for a home run to bring the Yankees within striking distance until Wyatt Langford makes a beautiful catch as he jumps up, steals that home run from Giancarlo Stanton, and walks it off defensively right after having walked it off offensively the night before. What a season for him. What a way to announce yourself. And what a series for him. I mean, against the New York Yankees, most storied franchise in the MLB, to come out and do that as a rookie nonetheless. You already got the dog of the day yesterday. You're not going to get it again today. But Wyatt Langford, congratulations on a great series. Obviously, I am a Yankee fan, so it kind of hurts talking about all this. But luckily for us, the Orioles also did lose, so we're still only half a game behind. New York Yankees, get it together. And then we have to talk about the Cubs because last night they combined for a no-hitter against the Pirates, and the Cubs actually play the Yankees tomorrow. So hopefully all this good pitching is out of the way and relax on my Yankees. The Cubs lost the past 2 games against the Pirates, but last night Shota Imanaga, okay, sorry for the mispronunciation, he pitched for 7 innings, got 7 strikeouts, and allowed 2 walks. And then Nate Pearson comes in to pitch 1. Porter Hodge comes in to pitch 1. They throw no hits as well. So combined no-hitter for the Cubs. It doesn't hit the same as a no-hitter by just one guy, but congratulations to the Cubs. Congratulations to those 3 guys for being part of that no-hitter. And obviously congratulations to Shota Imanaga, who got that all started. Congratulations. And now on to soccer or footy or football or whatever you want to call it, wherever it is that you are. We are losing a great player. Alex Morgan has announced today that she will be retiring after Sunday's game versus the NC Courage. My bad, I don't know why I said it like that. But Alex Morgan has meant so much to women's soccer, women's football. She has been the face. I mean, like, every kid growing up who played soccer, like, she was like the biggest crush that every kid on a soccer field had. She is 35 years old and just announced that she is also pregnant with her second child. She said in her announcement video that this season was probably going to be the last season regardless. And now that she is pregnant, Sunday will be her last game. She's a 2-time World Cup winner, Olympic gold medalist, and an absolute icon in women's soccer. Congratulations to her on a great career. Congratulations to everything that she's done for women's soccer. And congratulations to her on also having her second child now. And then to a more confusing story. And now to probably one of the more confusing stories, but kind of a story that I saw coming if you watch my Champions League video on how the Champions League is going to run this year and going over the draw. Cole Palmer, Wesley Fofana, Romeo Lavia, those 3 guys have been excluded from Chelsea's Conference League squad for the league play or group play, whatever you want to call it. And they're getting left out because of load management. This season could last until July of 2025 with the Club World Cup if Chelsea were to make it all the way to the final. And I kind of talked about this. I mean, with so many more games, 2 more games for the Champions League, plus that pre-round of 16, round of 16, and then into the round of 16, and then into that, we had like an extra 10 games added on to this season. And I said, depth is going to be very important. Managers are going to have a lot of big decisions. And I guess the first big decision is that Cole Palmer isn't going to be there for that league's play. Now, obviously, if Chelsea makes it through, which they 100% should, they still have great players everywhere. I mean, up top, you still have Madueke, João Felix, Pedro Neto, Nkunku. Like, they're still bringing all of their guys. But we did just see that without Fofana, without Lavia, without Cole Palmer, they ended up losing to Servette 2-1 and almost didn't even qualify for the Conference League. So this could go very poorly. Or this could go well and be like, okay, that was a smart decision, load management. Now, again, they should 100% make it through, no questions asked. Without Cole Palmer, it should not matter for Chelsea. These players could then be added in January after the transfer window. They could there's like a second submission of your Conference League squad, so he'll be there probably for knockout rounds. But if they don't make it through, this decision right here could be very much still talked about. Who is in the squad, though, is Casemiro for Manchester United. Now, obviously, yesterday we talked about Galatasaray possibly talking with Manchester United and possibly talking with Casemiro over bringing him over to Turkey. But talks with Galatasaray are officially cut short. And Ten Hag came out, supported Casemiro. He said he's going to be fine. He's part of my squad, no doubt about it. So I guess that kind of puts the end of that rumor mill that was kind of brewing here for 24 hours. But as one rumor stops, another starts, as Martial, ex-Manchester United player, has been contacted by Flamengo. Now, he is a free agent, so I guess he has the decision of where to go. I know that a couple of other teams have also reached out to him, but Martial going to Flamengo is a very real possibility here. Now, probably one of the weirdest stories that I've ever heard of in sports. Like this, how this even happened is unfathomable to me. Norway, we're obviously on international break right now. Norway did their anti-doping test, obviously by UEFA or whoever is sanctioned. But their anti-doping agency visited the national team, and they went to the national team with a list of players that they wanted a urine sample from to test to make sure that they're not on steroids or any banned substances. Cool. Makes sense. Let's talk about the list that they handed to the Norwegian national team. Haaland, Jørgen Larsen, Oscar Bob, Einar Gundersen, and Jørgen Juve. Haaland makes sense. Obviously, top goal scorer. You want to make sure he's not taking anything. He's referred to as the robot. Let's make sure he's still a human. Cool. Jørgen Larsen. Cool. Makes sense. You want to test him. Test him. Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob has a broken leg and hasn't played for 3 months. He's not with the national team. And that's not even the weirdest one. Jørgen Juve. Well, I'm very sorry to inform you, Mr. Anti-Doping Agency, but he passed away in 1983 and played for the Norwegian national team in the 1930s. So a urine sample from him, very unlikely that you're going to be getting that. And then Einar Gundersen, yeah, guess what? Even worse. He passed away in 1962 and played in the 1910s and 1920s. Now, I don't know what they're trying to test those guys for, but you're not getting your urine sample. Anything that you test these guys for, I would be interested to see what comes back, but Norwegian anti-doping. Get it together. And now the dog of the day doesn't come from a massive performance last night, but rather one of a whole career, and it's going to be Alex Morgan, two-time World Cup champion, Olympic gold medalist, four-time Player of the Year, five-time Women's 11, three-time finalist for World Player of the Year, and now two-time mom. Alex Morgan, congratulations on a great career. She will forever be immortalized in women's soccer history, and now also on the Wall of Dogs. Congratulations on a great career, and thank you for everything that you've given to the sport. And the hot take of the day: regardless of whether or not Palmer is or isn't included in the Conference League squad, Chelsea will win the Conference League. They're going to figure it out. I think this year is the year that Chelsea turns things around. New manager, new players, new ideas, all of this investment. I feel like this is the year that the big turn happens. Not only are they winning the Conference League, but they will finish in a top 4 position in the Premier League and find themselves back in the Champions League next season. And now that's everything that's been happening in sports, but what's going to happen today? Obviously, the massive headline, Ravens versus Chiefs. The NFL is back. I've already made my pick there. I'm going to stick with the Ravens. We've got Nations League. I made these picks yesterday. The games are about to start here in a little bit, but I'll remind you guys, Portugal versus Croatia. I'm going to take Portugal. I'm Portuguese. No questions asked. Scotland, Poland. I'm still going to say a tie. Denmark, Switzerland, tie again. And then Serbia, Spain. I do think that Spain will come out still fired up from the Euro win, and they will beat Serbia, even though it's going to be a very tough game because the Serbs are very hard to beat. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you haven't done so yet, hit that sub button. Let's watch some football tonight. Let's watch some great sports going on, some international footy. And as always, back tomorrow to talk about everything that happened.